Blessings flow, praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise Him above the heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Hi, my name is Sera Tuiyalani and I am from Fiji. I have been serving with crew for 9 years. 3 of those years have been here in Samoa. I became a missionary because I just saw what God was doing in the lives of the students and using me as well, because I was involved with this ministry called Crew, and in Fiji it was actually called Fiji Campus Crusade and Student Life on Campus. So I was involved with it as a student, and I saw how God could actually use me to reach out to another student. It was so awesome to see that, and that really made me thought of like, what if I did this full-time? And I asked the Lord, like, you know, if you give me an opportunity, I will leave everything and do this full-time. And I was reminded of that prayer a year after I graduated and I started working in the government, and I thought like, okay, I'm gonna keep to my side of this because I've actually asked the Lord about this. And yeah, I've just really been drawn to what God's been doing on campus and even in the lives of the youths, and I wanted to be a part of it. So yeah, I think that was. Coming to Samoa was, leading up to that was pretty interesting. So I was involved, as I mentioned, I was involved with Fiji Campus Crusade, and I had at that point been on staff for 6 years, I think, or 5 years. And then we were part of this leadership, Emerging Leaders Initiative, where we had to do this project on what do you call, on establishing a new ministry on campus, on a new campus, and that area was Samoa. I did not think that I would come and be a part of the team that was gonna come here. I thought I was just gonna be part of the project. But when I came here to do the groundwork with my team, I saw what the Lord was doing, and He opened my eyes to the need here. And I remember vividly the last day that I was here, and when we came for a scout trip, and the Lord just really told me, like, you know, Sarah, come here to Samoa and I will provide for you. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, and to be really honest, I didn't see Samoa ever to be where I wanted to go, but that's the thing, and that's just how God works. When He calls, like, He just like, let's say yes or yes. Yeah. I think one of the challenges would be, I think for me, it would be seeing students or seeing the people that you talk to, or you've been discipling, you know, just go back to their old ways. Like sometimes, like, and that's out of our control, yeah, but like it can be discouraging and can be a challenge as well to really, for me personally, see that. Apart from that, like, I think coming to Samoa, that probably one of the challenges that I faced is just learning to adapt to a new culture. So I thought, like, okay, we're all Pacific Islanders, like, you know, we're all the same, and I come here and I'm like, no, like, they have their, you know, own way of doing things. And I think that's one of the challenges that I face, which is now not so much a challenge, I would say, yeah, because I love this place now. I think what I find inspiring is just seeing lives transformed. I get to be the front line of seeing people change when you share the gospel to them, and you see the excitement in someone embracing the truth of the gospel and embracing that and taking that into account and letting them and embracing that as well as running with that. And I was like, man, that's so cool to see, and it's really inspiring for me. Like, I don't get tired of that. I don't get tired of seeing people just embracing God and for who He is, and really finding their purpose in that and who they are. Yeah. What do I want to see in the future for youth, not only in Samoa but in the Pacific? Man, I think I just want to see the religiosity mentality broken. Like, I see so much potential in these young people, and you go around the Pacific, they're so passionate, there's so much zeal, but at the same time, like, legalism and and just their culture, our culture, can really get in the way of us pursuing what God has for us. Even like, I'm a Fijian girl, like I'm a Fijian woman, and I'm and I've seen this growing up in my country as well, in my culture and in my community, and I just want young people to break out of that, not in a disrespectful way, but I don't know what to say, like break out of it, but be a blessing again to that, to know where grace stands, but applying grace to that, but learning to stand out and going after who God has called you to be, really learning to stand out. And I'm praying that for young people, not only in Samoa but all over the Pacific as well, that they will just like, what, I have this, I'm going to step out in faith, I'm going to trust the Lord to, use me, and in the midst of that, to be a blessing to not only to the older generation but the younger generation, to learn to bridge that. Yeah. My advice to someone who is probably looking into doing mission full time, really ask the Lord to confirm that to you. I think one of the things is, if God's putting that in your heart, then run with it. And I want to encourage you with this though, that when you say yes to God, He's going to provide. He is faithful to provide for His children. And I think most of the time you always think of what about this? What about this? I graduated from university. I'm expected to do this and I'm expected to do this. But I want you to just sit down before God. It's Lord, what do you want me to do? At the same time, just say, really ask for confirmation and really trust Him. When I said yes to the Lord, I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but God did confirm through people that I wanted Him to confirm through, and His word as well. So be bold. Yeah, be bold, step out, and just say yes to the Lord. Yes to the Lord, not to an organization, not to people. Yes to the Lord first. Yes.
Awesome. Is there anything else that you want to share? Something in your heart?
And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness